So here is another video. We are going again take a look at the Forex market, at some of the pairs, some of the possible trades for the upcoming week, meaning we are looking at some of the swing trades or trades that are a little bit on the bigger time frames, so we can hold them for longer. We have more time to enter a trade and a little bit kind of a relaxed way to trade. Unless you are into scalping, then this video probably isn't for you. But again, I'm going to take a look for this week, so here we go. So here is my open price. As you can see, the date was here the 24th August, roughly at midday, and here the open price is 0.84317. Now keep in mind here, this broker that I'm using here has a little bit of a different price than the one, for example, on TradingView, so it's not exactly the same, but my entry was at around these levels. And at the same time, you have to keep the spread into your calculation as well, because here my spread is a little bit bigger than on other trading accounts that I use or on other brokers, but somewhere at around 0.843 was my entry, so this is roughly around here. We can go a little bit higher, so 8.3. So this somehow was my entry point. It usually is here after the break or after the close of this candlestick. Here we saw the slight retest and here the second one, but this was my entry. And again, currently the market here is trading around here somewhere. And here we can see the 24th August here after this candlestick. Here it says 2 o'clock because I'm in Europe, so the time difference is a little bit different, but which is here the 12th midday kind of time. And here we can see my stop loss was at around 8.4111, which here roughly is this area 8.4111, so somewhere around here, slightly lower, just due to the fact that my spread is a little bit bigger, so I always keep a little bit more space. But currently here the trade is at around 2.5, depends how exactly you draw these entries and exits. And so the analysis for the trade, my entry trade. So we are starting with the EURJPY. So overall trend on the monthly here, slightly consolidating here, bit of a support area, so we might still here continue to the upside from these levels, since here the support area hasn't really been broken. And we can see here the wicks pretty much started from this line, so this support line here looks pretty solid. Here we can see wicks slightly breaking, but most of the candlesticks, or actually all of them, closing above this support line. So this support area for now, since here is kind of the first retest here, or a couple of first retests here, the second one and the third one, meaning the third kind of trend or support line, resistance line, touch, whatever, is usually an indicator that the area is holding and that the momentum will continue in the same direction. So probably here we could move to the upside. Yet again, we can always break, since the euro at the moment isn't the strongest one, but the pound currently not that strong as well either, so meaning that they are pretty much at the same levels for now. Here the weekly chart, slight movement to the upside, then here breaking to the downside, quickly adding the EMAs and possibly the RSI. Let's just quickly remove this mess here. So what we can see here is probably on the daily chart a little bit better. Here still a left and the right shoulder, meaning we could go to the upside. Here the RSI slightly crossing the 50 levels, so now we're trading above the 50 levels here. So the retest now breaking again to the upside, meaning that from here we could see a move to the upside, since here, yes, we broke the 50 and the 200 EMA, crossed the 50 EMA to the downside. So compared to this pattern here, we broke slightly, but at the same time we keep moving sideways. And here this big green candlestick, which was a breakout here, is still acting as a support area. So even though we had this bearish cross and here this engulfing red candlestick right at the 200 EMA, once we break here, then we can look for buys. So for now, the trading area still here within these levels, but this is for the long term, like on the monthly and weekly chart. For the moment, I'm not focusing that much into the future because this could take up to months and years to get to these levels right here. So here we saw 2020, 2022, it took us 2 years to get to here, so it could take us again 2 years to reach these levels. We are now focusing more on the next couple of days, let's say. And so here, quickly, if we take a look at the daily chart, here this bearish downtrend, which was here currently broken, and here now we saw a retest, and now the market could slightly move to the upside. So here, this area, retest number one, now the second retest, again here, a bit of a bullish candlestick, engulfing one. So now the target area here is, first of all, this one. So quickly on the 4-hour chart, so we had here this bullish uptrend, just quickly, and here now the third touch. So here is the trend line 1, 2. We could add a bit of a trend area, then we could see the touch right here. But here is now the third touch, because we had here like 2 touches, which could be then the second and third, or if this is the second one, then this would be the third and fourth. Doesn't really matter, depends on the trading style, but for me, or I consider this personally to be a second touch, because sometimes the second one slightly closes before touching the complete outer trend line, as you can see here. So meaning that from here we could go still to the upside. And here, if we draw a trend line right here, then we can see this nice triangle being formed, and here this resistance area right around here somewhere, which is here somehow aligning with the trend line, then this should be here the target. And if we break here with a bullish candlestick, then we can continue to target this area, so right around here. Now quickly, if we take this into consideration, so here the 4-hour chart, 1, 2, 3 touch, which is the first kind of confirmation for a bullish trend, the third trend line touch, and here we had this big candlestick closing above the 200 EMA, pretty engulfing. We can see here right at the cross of the 250 EMA, right around here, and we saw a retest of this area right around here, and now rally to the upside, so which is the second confirmation. And if we draw a trend line right around here, we can see the 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and the 4th touch didn't hold, so we broke above, went for a retest, which would be the third confirmation. And now if we go to the lower time frames here on the 1-hour chart, again we had here this double bottom right here, and at the same time here this left and right shoulder, which pretty much came to the same levels as the left shoulder. So this is one of the cases when sometimes the shoulders are at the same level. So here head and shoulders pattern, which is the 4th confirmation. Here again on the 1-hour chart, this huge breakout waiting for the retest, the 5th confirmation. And here, just quickly, if we draw a trend line from here as well, we can see 1, 2, 3 again, 1, 2, 3 touches, which is now the 5th bullish confirmation. here at the same time the RSI here. After this huge candlestick, you see this candlestick engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candlesticks and all this area right here. So this engulfing candlestick was pretty much the 6th confirmation, and here the RSI trading above the 50 levels, which is the 7th confirmation. If we add the MACD, we pretty much can see the same thing here crossing to the upside, which would be the 7th confirmation. And the trade that I took is this one right here. So this was the trade that I took, and at the moment I think my entry was a little bit higher maybe. So at the moment I'm in profit with a risk reward ratio of 3 to 1 to 3.4. The highest point was 4 to 1, but I'm still holding on to this trade, and here the target, the next one should be this one. And if we can break it, I will hold it, or maybe add some more positions to here, which would be this area. Again, keep in mind we are currently at this resistance area, since here again we had this bearish flag, and now we are coming for the retest of this area. So we might still see here a rejection, so this whole pattern right here, and here we had a first rejection, so meaning that if we see a rejection here, I might exit the trade with a 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. But the momentum here is pretty bullish, especially in the 4-hour chart. So here is my 1, 2 bullish confirmations, and the RSI and the MACD have plenty of room to the upside. So I'm waiting here for the break. And so now I'm going to show you the entry. Thanks for watching once again, and see you next time.